அதாவது டான்ஸ் கற்றுக்கல யாருமே அவளுக்கு ஒரு ட்ரைனிங் பண்ணி முக்கியமாக ஷாமலான்னு ஒரு மாமி ஒரு டான்ஸ் மாஸ்டர் அவன் என்னவோ பாவம் 4 கிளாஸில் ட்ரை பண்ணியிருந்தான் பசங்களை. ஸோ அதையும் பார்த்து வச்சிங்களோ குழந்தைங்க எப்படி பண்ணணும்னா இருக்கும் திரோஜரிக்கம் பண்ண போகிறா முதல்ல அது ஒரு 15 நிமிஷம் இருக்கும். அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு 10 நிமிஷம் தான் டான்ஸு. அதுக்கப்புறம் ப்ரைஸ் கொடுத்துருக்கோம். எல்லாரும் பொறுமையாக இருந்து கேட்டுக்கிட்டு உபன்யாசத்துக்கு இருந்து தலைவர்களுக்கு ஆசிட்டு கொடுக்குறோம். இப்போ ட்ராமா ஆரம்பிக்கும் போது
Manu had 2 sons, Priyavrata and Uttanapada. Uttanapada married Suniti and Sulti. Sulti, the eldest of 2 wives, was an attractive woman and she was the king's favorite wife. Sulti had a son named Uttama and Suniti had a son named Dhruva. One day, the 5-year-old Dhruva noticed the king fondling Uttama, holding him on his lap. Being a mere child, he too wanted to be caressed by his father. So he ran towards the king. The king did not, however, respond with his love for fear of Sulti. Sulti pushed him down and said in an angry voice, "Dhruva, you don't deserve to sit on the king's lap. Even though you too are his son, you are not born of me. Being a mere boy, you are not aware that you were born of the womb of another woman. If you aspire to sit on the king's lap, you have got to worship the Lord and by his grace be born of my womb." Uttanapada observed the arrogant behavior of Sulti but did not say a word to her. Dhruva was hurt by the rude words of his stepmother. Crying aloud, he went to his mother. Sulti embraced him affectionately and consoled him by saying, "Dhruva, accept the words of your stepmother and do not bear any ill feeling towards her. Since the king did not love me, you don't have any place near him. Seek the grace of Lord Narayana through austerities and meditation, as he alone could bring joy in your life." Hearing the mother's meaningful words and controlling his emotions, Dhruva left his father's city and proceeded to the forest.
Narayana, 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 Narayana.
On his way to the forest, Dhruva met sage Narada. Being all-knowing, the sage Narada knew what had prompted the boy to leave the palace. In order to test his sincerity, Narada told him,
"Happiness and sorrow in life are due to the good and bad deeds and thoughts of the past. So a wise man who has faith in God should feel satisfied with every happening, deeming it to be the Lord's will. To obtain the praise of the Supreme Lord is difficult for ordinary people. Even great sages who have given up all worldly attachments and who worship him constantly fail to understand him. You are too young to take this arduous life now. You can try again in due course after you reach the proper age."
Dhruva replied,
"O sage, your advice does not satisfy me. Please show me the way right now to attain the most excellent place in all the 3 worlds which even my ancestors could not attain.
Narada was pleased with Dhruva's words. He told him to follow the path revealed by his mother. He instructed him on the disciplines he had to observe and initiated him with Vasudeva mantra. He also described the form of the Lord for the purpose of contemplation. Dhruva offered his salutations to the sage and left.
Narayana, Narayana.
As per Narada's instructions, Dhruva went to Madhuvana on the banks of river Yamuna near Mathura and spent the next 6 months in penance and meditation by repeating the mantra.
Photos.
He spent 1 month by eating only some fruit once in 3 days.
Shashank.
In the 2nd month, he carried on his worship by eating only grass and dry fallen leaves, living only on water once in 9 days. He spent his 3rd month of worship. During the 4th month, he lived only on air once in 12 days. During the 5th month, he began standing on one leg, absorbed in meditation. He then perceived nothing but the form of the Lord, which he was meditating upon. The Lord decided to bless Dhruva without further delay. Seated on his vehicle, Garuda, he appeared before Dhruva. The form which Dhruva was meditating upon suddenly vanished and Dhruva opened his eyes. He was amazed to see the beautiful form of the Lord before his very eyes. He gazed at the Lord for a long time. The Lord knew that the child was unable to express his feelings. He gently touched Dhruva's cheek with his conch. At the touch of the conch, Dhruva poured verses extolling the Lord's glory.
Dvairakshati rakshakaihi kimanyaihi Dvaicharakshati rakshakaihi kimanyaihi Iti nishtitadihi shrayami nityam Nrhare vegavati tadashrayam tvam.
He offered his salutations unto the Lord and sought nothing else in his life except the constant remembrance of the Lord. The Lord knew the purpose of Dhruva's penance. The Lord was pleased with the pure devotion of Dhruva and said,
O royal child, I know your heart's desire. I shall grant you the imperishable and effulgent Dhruvaloka circled by luminous stars, not so far attained by others. After your father returns to the forest, you will rule his kingdom for 36,000 years and finally you will go to the Dhruvaloka, which is beyond the range of birth and death.
So saying, the Lord disappeared. Dhruva then slowly walked back towards his kingdom. When King Uttara